I feel like I must apologise for the verbosity in the CV that we've been obviously provided with. It's a surprise I didn't mention my children as well. Yeah, but it is a very big brief, and the diversity of businesses and business sectors represented in Westminster is as diverse, of course, as the country as a whole. It really does extend from the catering industry, so well represented. And thank you so much for your generosity in hosting us this morning. But through to tourism, which is an absolutely critical sector in itself, but also has a direct impact on sectors like theatre industry, retail, of course, which has been buoyed up in recent years by the presence of tourists, and even things as obscure and as niche as the sex industry, which I'm also responsible for licensing, and then spent some time on Friday evening visiting a series of businesses that specialise in that area. I had to tell my wife that this is something that I was purely fact-finding, but it really was an eye-opening thing. So if anybody wants to spend more time with a cabinet member responsible for licensing and regulation, then my door's open and business calculated here. I wanted to say just a few words to thank both Elizabeth for organising today's event, Bouygues, of course, for hosting it, and to offer a perspective from Westminster as a local authority in what we think the future looks like and what we're seeking to do to try and encourage the local enterprises to grow. As a local authority, we hope that we are more business friendly than most, and we are certainly fiercely sensitive to the vital role that businesses play. We host 33,000 businesses in 8 square miles, very cramped square miles, and businesses have a huge impact on our residential community. That means that hopefully we are at least aware, if not, even if we're not always able to meet the fine balances between our residents, our visitors, and the needs of our businesses all the time. And when the economic downturn came in, Westminster put in place a number of policies to try and help our residents through those tough times. The City Recovery Programme consisted of a number of initiatives which were aimed at supporting small businesses, but also helping get people back to work as quickly as possible. And of course, our freeze and our low and free frozen council tax was part of that initiative to try and keep as much money in our residents' pockets as possible, so that they can hopefully spend it on local businesses. Many of our 33,000 businesses have come through relatively unscathed, and we hear, I don't think you can hear green shoots, but we see green shoots, and certainly the mood of positivity which Elizabeth's recruitment observations reflected is one that I've had reflected to me. That said, the people on the consumer-facing businesses, I think, are still quite nervous, but then sort of optimistic at the same time. As a local authority, we don't have huge and unlimited resources, of course, and therefore some of what we do is about encouraging and stimulating business organisations who may act separately from ourselves. So Westminster Business Council is was an initiative which had its genesis within Westminster Council, and we're delighted that it's flying, flying in a sort of a fairly independent way. The London Apprenticeship Company, who we've referenced earlier on, is another example of this. We will launch in a few weeks' time an enterprise manifesto which seeks to pull together a number of strands of the work we're doing, including the establishment of some affordable workspace right in the heart of Westminster, particularly to focus and help provide a location in a very expensive part of London for those creative industries, the sort of 1-2-man band organisation. We are closely involved with the work programme. The work programme is going to be the new government's mechanism for trying to bring together welfare to work and try and make sure that the incentives work to encourage people to move out of job seekers allowance or incapacity benefit into the world of work. That operates through a series of contractors. We're really involved in trying to shape the priorities there, and obviously sharing our experience, knowing our community, our business community, and our residential community to try and make sure that that is focused on people who otherwise wouldn't get back to work under their own steam. And we've put some of our own money in to try and make sure that there is a transition fund in place up until when that starts in the autumn of this year. I realise time's constrained. I can see how many other speakers there are who are queuing up behind me. So I'll just conclude by saying that the Westminster Business Council, for me, provides a fantastic opportunity, and the Westminster Wednesday is an example of that. A fantastic opportunity for networking. I know many of you are here to do exactly that. And with that in mind, I think we've all got a great deal to learn from each other. And I shall return to my seat there, where KPMG will be using me a little bit remotely as well, I suspect, while I'm here. But I've got a great deal to learn from each other, and I look forward to hearing the contributions from the rest of you today. But thank you very much for the opportunity.